I did it on the first go. Was that right? No, I'm kidding.
Said go when I said on go.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow, third time around you finally got it, huh?
Welcome.
Third time's the charm.
Welcome to the joke party, Hannah.
Thanks.
Hope you brought a side dish.
Hello, and welcome to Way Too Broad, a place for friends to talk about things they're really, really ridiculously excited about. Can we keep that? Is that...
Yeah, we can keep that. We're rolling.
All right, I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, guys. Hi, Erin.
Hey, guys. Hey, you guys.
Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Hey, how's everybody's week been?
So good.
Did you hear about that crazy news?
Yeah, but we're not a current events podcast, so
let's not even mention at all what it was.
Did you hear what Trump did?
Yeah.
That thing he did. Whoa, turnip.
Turnip.
Doing that thing you do.
So, Ben, I heard you had a correction earlier this week. I heard that.
Yes. Because I've been listening to Slow Burn.
Oh.
As you suggested. I listened to the first,
you have a correct me.
No, it's a correct myself. Because you mentioned Richard Nixon winning in a landslide in only Massachusetts voting for his opponent. And when you said that, I was like, yeah, that was because Michael Dukakis was our governor. Turns out that was completely irrelevant and really displayed my lack of historical knowledge, because Michael Dukakis was the Democratic nominee in 1988 and ran against George H.W. Bush.
That's great.
It was George McGovern who got destroyed by Nixon.
George McGovern?
Yeah.
Did he change his name for the occasion?
I hope so. Just for the nomination to president.
No, he was like a really bad choice, right? That was part of
that was like the episode I was listening to was he was the one that Nixon wanted to run against because he would be an easier opponent to beat, and then they did like a bunch of dirty, shitty things to kind of force his opponent out of the primaries.
That was so sad.
Yeah,
that was so sad. Up. They just basically it was like psychological warfare just on him personally until he just lost the will to run.
Nixon was such a fucking dirtbag.
Yeah.
Well, in his defense, the guy wasn't really qualified. He was just running based on his name alone. He's like, yeah, my name is McGovern.
It wasn't even that guy. It
wasn't that
guy. Excuse me.
Was that a ha?
Also, in those two ha's, you had time to mute your mic.
She doesn't mute herself. Listen, Ben, you're the only courteous one. She's like, take me or leave me. Take me or leave me, as I am.
I've always said that to my listeners. So, Erin knows all of our secrets now because she edited that one time.
Whoa.
I have another thing related to Slow Burn, by the way.
Go for it.
Oh, okay.
We mentioned that there was a guy involved in Watergate who is part of the Trump administration now. It's Steve King, who is the current ambassador to the Czech Republic. And he was the guy, he was the FBI agent who basically detained Martha Mitchell.
Oh, wow.
Right.
When some of the first stories about Watergate were starting to break, and she was threatening to talk to her journalist friends.
He friggin' busted in on her in the friggin' bathroom.
Oh, no.
When she was talking to her journalist friend on the phone.
And pulled the phone out of the wall, and then had her tranquilized.
Out of the wall?
Yeah.
What? Oh, right.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Totally picturing cell phone.
You were like, does she have a cell phone wall holder back then? What? That sounds like a great idea. Why did they stop making those?
Man, oh man.
It'd be nice to mount your phone to a wall while you're watching Terrace House.
Extension terrace house. Yep. Man. Okay, so
Man.
Man.
we'll run for man.
I still haven't listened to Slow Burn.
Oh, you've had a whole week, Erin.
I know. I'm so sorry. You know what I was listening to the other day that I was just reminded of when we were singing that you doing that thing you do. I was listening to the Lauryn Hill album, the Miseducation of Miss Lauryn Hill. Holy shit! Did y'all ever get into that album?
No.
It's so fucking good, y'all.
I've heard it's so fucking good.
It's really fucking good.
I remember really, really liking that single. Was it Stumble?
Oh,
Is that what it's called?
I don't know that one. Though,
Isn't that her?
She had a single that was That Thing You Do. It was like kind of,
That thing. Is that it?
That thing.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta figure this shit out.
Figure that shit out. Anyway, great album. Was really getting back into it while I was mowing the lawn the other day. While I was getting correct with regards to my... I haven't been using that with regards to most things in my life, like mentally. Like I was thinking about how I recently got correct with regards to my compost bin in my house, and that was like really rough. Come correct, not get correct. Sorry, come correct. Right. With regards to my compost bin.
What's the beauty of when you make your own expressions? You can say it however you want, and it's always right.
That's right. Thanks, Ben.
No problem.
No, that wasn't. I was thinking of Macy Gray.
Oh, that's also a good song.
It is. I like her too. But yeah, no, I should listen. I'll listen to that.
I had a weird experience with that song. So that was like Macy Gray's first like breakout song that I was aware of, but I used to like listen to the radio while I was falling asleep, and so I had a weird thing where I was probably listening to that song when I was dreaming or when I was falling asleep, and so when I heard it for the first time, like consciously, it was so familiar to me. It was like I felt like I had written it, and I was like, didn't I write this song?
I made that.
Sometimes I cry and I choke. Okay. And I walk away and I stumble. I was like so young. I had no relationship experience. Like why I couldn't write that song.
I have a couple of... Okay, so first of all, speaking of making associations in your sleepy times, you specifically... Do you remember that time that you had a nightmare while I was visiting you? And I was, at the time, showering in your bathroom, which is right next door. And for the rest of the, week, the smell of my shampoo was completely, you could not be near it. And because it reminded you of this horrible dream you had. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that at all.
So... That's the whole story, but then also, well, basically, it was I took a shower, we went about our morning, and then, later on, I, moved my head near you or something, and you were like, what is that smell? What is that? And then you told me why you were having that reaction to it, and then, for the rest of the day, I would just, waft my hair at you on purpose to fuck with you.
You're
and
a fucking
you got
mean fucking person.
I know, you got so angry at me, and I still sometimes think about it and feel guilty. I
don't remember that at all. But yeah, feel guilty. That was shitty.
I know, sometimes I'm shitty.
No, sorry. You're great. You're so great.
I'm sorry, everybody.
You're always great. What are we drinking, everybody?
Ooh, good question. I have a new thing.
What is your new thing?
Well, it's not new.
Is it a mustard seltzer?
We got a new mixed pack of these Jack's Abbey beers, and so I'm drinking a Smoke and Dagger again.
You said you had a new thing.
I know, and then I said it wasn't.
Oh.
And I have another new thing. It's mango seltzer.
But you had that last week.
Yeah.
Because I remember that perfectly.
Boobly.
Right.
Boobly.
Boobly.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Nothing. My water's ran out.
Are you gonna be okay?
No.
I'm not.
Your water's that ran out.
I'm not used to you not having water, though.
I'm gonna die.
Do you want to go get more water?
No.
Okay. Are you sure?
Our pitcher's empty.
Oh, God. Where will you ever get more water? Do what Henry does when he doesn't think he has any more water in his water bowl and drink out of the toilet.
Okay, I'll go drink out the toilet.
Just dip your pitcher in the toilet.
You could actually have more water in your cup or in your water bowl, but just, like, not care to check and be closer to a toilet than you are to your water bowl, and then drink out of your toilet.
I caught Jack thinking about doing that the other day.
All right, Minority Report.
But, like, the reason that I was keeping an eye on him for it was because if Jack tried to do that, he would for sure fall in the toilet. Just definitely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Our
Poor
cats
baby.
used to do that when we were kids, I feel like.
And they would poop in the tub.
Oh,
That was only one.
Only one.
Well, do you want to know what I'm drinking?
Yeah.
Yes.
A cup of toilet water. I have in this cup here Molly and I just picked up, well, we needed bread from the store, so of course we
Is it bread?
It's
You're
bread.
drinking a cup of bread?
It's a cup of bread.
Well, we needed bread, so I'm drinking bread.
We needed bread, so I'm drinking all the bread. We needed bread, so we stopped at the store on our way home, and of course that meant that we spent $40, and most of it on beer. So we picked up a shandy sampler, a summer shandy sampler. A summer shandy sampler, Sean Connery. And this one is a grapefruit. And
Fuck grapefruit.
it was a grapefruit. And I
Delicious.
yeah, it's where they were gonna flavor it grapefruit, and then they were like, you know what, fuck grapefruit, so it's not. And then I have on deck the one that I've been nervous to try. I thought I would try it on pod, which is this watermelon shandy.
Ooh.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Oh, I like that brand.
Yeah, this brand is unpronounceable, is the name. Oh, no. They do have a pronunciation on here. Line and Kugels.
Okay.
And then I have just a plain seltzer.
Are you going to try it now?
My seltzer? No, I'm going to wait till I'm thirsty. No. I still have a good bit of my fuck grapefruit one, so I'm going to finish that and then drink the other one. So I'll let you know. I'll check in.
All right.
I'll chicken.
I'll check in.
I'll do some Kugels while I'm waiting.
It's great. You can do them anytime. So, Ben,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Well, I have an upfront thing first.
Yeah,
What is it?
Wait, where's the courtesy?
Yeah.
Where's the courtesy?
Fucking excuse me, Hannah?
Yeah, excuse
Going right
you.
from drink check into it? Jesus.
Goodness.
He doesn't even have a drink, Hannah.
And here I was thinking that I was so worried we weren't going to have enough upfront things. And now,
Why would you possibly?
another
An
one.
entire week has transpired between
I know.
this week and last week.
Your fears are totally unfounded.
okay, what's your upfront thing, Ben?
It's Kit Kat related.
What's your
Okay.
front thing, Ben? It's Kit Kat.
I gotta tell you that. Wait, okay, I want to hear your Kit Kat thing, but listen. I was listening to Wonderful, the McElroy knockoff of our show today, and Griffin, they pick two things every week, and his second thing, Rachel asked him what it was, and he was like, "It's a bagel." And then, or no, he just said, "It's bagel." And the whole thing was about how great bagels are, which I so agreed with. I was just relating so hard. But the whole time they just called it bagel.
I love. I almost said this and then I didn't, which was that my friend and I used to say, like when you say something at the same time as somebody, you can say like, "Poke, you owe me a Coke," or like with my friend Sarah, we go, "Cheer, you owe me a beer."
Oh yeah.
My friend and I used to say, "Kegel, you owe me a bagel." So sometimes I would like would like be talking to her, and then I would like let my face slacken for a second, and then I would be like, "You owe me a bagel."
All right, Kit Kat.
Yeah, as avid listeners will know, I love Kit Kats. And when I went to Japan, oh shit, flash of lightning outside my window. When I went to Japan last year.
It's your
Oh, wow. Whoa, that was some thunder.
I didn't hear that.
It's still going. Wow.
Is there like a supervillain on your street?
Yes.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is Bane on your street?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kit Kat.
Any other questions before we get to...
No.
Any other questions or anecdotes?
It's bagel.
When I went to Japan, I got a bunch of different flavors of Kit Kats because they have a bunch of them over there. And the other day, when we went out to dinner with my brother and his girlfriend and the rest of our family...
And me, also me.
That was
part of my family.
Such a funny way to say that. My brother and his girlfriend named my entire family.
You know what it was? Is that we did 2 dinners for celebrating like graduation because his girlfriend also graduates this weekend.
Bitch.
And like they weren't at the first one that we had. And then like so this one was kind of for them. Like we went to a place that they could eat at easily because they're vegan. So like my first thought was that we went with them.
Gotcha.
And, you know, but yeah, we were in Cambridge for that, and there's this store in Cambridge called H Mart, which is like an Asian supermarket / small food court.
We got one of those.
I love H Mart, and they have one of my favorite things in the world, which is green tea Kit Kats. But they also had 2 new flavors that I've never had before and didn't even see in Japan.
What?
But were like straight up from Japan. One of them was banana.
What?
And the other one was raspberry.
What?
And
ASPBERRY.
The raspberry was fucking delicious.
Raspberry.
The raspberry was so good.
Oh man, that sounds incredible. Like that, that like chocolate and raspberry. What a combo.
Yeah.
How was the banana?
It was okay. It tasted like, artificial banana flavoring does.
I like that, though. I really like those Laffy Taffies.
Did you guys even know that that artificial banana flavor is the flavor the bananas used to taste like?
What?
So it's like... Yeah, so there's this whole thing, and there's like a YouTube video that can explain it better. But basically, like, bananas keep getting wiped out by like a blight or a plight. I think it's a blight. And so they have to keep like engineering blight resistant bananas or whatever, and so the flavor keeps changing. So bananas from like friggin' 60 years ago tasted a whole lot different than the bananas that we like. They tasted more banana-y, and so that like artificial banana flavor is actually kind of closer to what the bananas used to taste like.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah. Look it the fuck up.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Google that shit.
Google that shit, because I probably got a lot of things wrong. But this I know for sure.
I need to say something about that restaurant we went to.
Yeah.
It was very good. I really wanted to enjoy the food, but the first thing that we got were these fraps. We were really hot and thirsty, and so we got these vegan because
the entire place, it's called Veggie Galaxy. It's all vegetarian, and anything on the menu can be made vegan.
Yeah. But the milkshakes are like always vegan. They use like a coconut ice cream, which is like normally I really like. Like we get stuff that's like ice cream that's dairy free, just like, just to try something new all the time. But whatever they were using here totally did not agree with me. I had to go and watch Terrace House like 3 times during the course of this lunch. Very desperately. And we were all packed in this like booth that was like an entire like almost a like circle. So I was fortunately not like all the way in the middle, but enough that like everybody knew what was happening to me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So. I was none the wiser.
Oh man, I had to just I just had so much
Terrace House
in me.
to watch.
Yeah. In my soul.
How is the internet at that place?
You know, they did have signs on the bathrooms that said that they were, that basically said, like, use the bathroom that fits your gender identity, and if anybody harasses you, like, let us know.
Great.
Which was nice.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was neat.
Congrats on your new Kit Kat flavor, Ben.
Thanks. Raspberry is really good. It tastes like real raspberries.
Man, next time I'm over by that way, I'm gonna have to go pick up some freaking Kit Kats from the freaking H Mart.
Hell yeah.
That was the first time I've been in an H Mart. It was so cool. They have Korean rice cakes. That's my shit. I love those.
Y'all.
So I can only get those on Blue Apron usually. So,
what makes the difference of a Korean rice cake?
So they weren't called that at the store. So I don't know if it's like, but
were
that's
they just rice cake because it was Korean?
No, it's totally different. It's like it's almost more like pasta, but they're like they come in like a refrigerated like pack, and they're like these little discs that have been like sliced. Like it looks like somebody rolled up like a bunch of, rice goo and sliced it and put it in a bag. And then when you cook them, they're just like these lovely little like they're just these lovely little they're like if you made a noodle but it was just like in the shape of like a tiny patty.
Huh.
One of my favorite Chinese restaurants has very, very good rice cakes. It's called Shanghai
like
Gate. Yeah, they're
like
just
wet?
like that. Yeah.
Love it.
Just like that. Just like that.
Wet
Rice cakes.
Yeah.
Wet nuts.
Wet nuts.
Erin, do you know what wet nuts are?
What, walnuts?
No, wet nuts.
What are
How
wet
dare
nuts?
you?
I know what walnuts are.
What's that?
What walnuts are walnuts that are in maple syrup.
Drink.
What are wet nuts?
Do they get soft?
Kind of like a softer, but like caramel. Kind of like caramelized or something.
They're kind of like that, I guess. It was just something that was on the menu at Veggie Galaxy for the ice creams, and we thought it was funny.
Oh, well, that's probably exactly what it was.
Wet nuts.
Yeah, wet nuts.
It was exactly.
Yeah.
So, Ben.
Yes.
Ben, it's your thing.
It's your time now. It's your time to shine.
Time
Okay.
to.
What's going on with you?
What's going on?
My obsession is a new stand-up special
Oh
on
shit!
Netflix.
I might know.
Oh
what
no!
it is.
Uh-oh. Are we intersecting?
No.
No, I'm talking about me and Erin.
No, but no. I think I might know what it is.
Oh,
What is it?
I'm gonna wait a little longer.
No, what is
Let
it?
me give you a hint. It's kind of been one of our obsessions in the past.
Yeah,
not
I
this.
totally
Yeah,
know
yeah,
this
not
shit.
this special specifically, because it's brand new. It's Tig Notaro's new special.
Right, yeah. I'm so excited to see
Happy
it.
to
Haven't
be
seen
here.
it.
You haven't seen it?
Haven't seen it.
Oh,
watched
it's so
it.
good.
I watched it right before this podcast recording.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Baby.
I don't want to spoil.
No
it,
spoilers.
but
No
how
fucking spoilers.
good was that last bit?
It was so good.
Just amazing.
I will say that I saw her live this year, so I wonder how much content.
Oh, on this tour?
Yeah, I saw her on this past tour.
Was there a special surprise at the end?
No, there was a lot of talk about a special surprise, but no special surprise. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then you probably have heard a lot of these jokes. In fact, I must have seen her do some live appearances because some of the jokes, like earlier, like they sounded familiar. Like I'd heard her talking about versions of them on like talk shows or something. I don't know, but it's really great, and I love all of her stuff about Stephanie. It's very sweet and funny.
It's just nice to like see her happy
Yeah.
and
It's
like
just
talking
the
about
perfect-
yeah.
It's just the perfect. It's also just like I am very happy for Tig as a person, but I'm also, I continue to be just incredibly charmed and delighted with the incredible amount of love and respect she shows for all of the creatures in her life in her stand-up, and still manages to be very funny.
Yeah.
Like, people are always like, if you're not, like, someone's always going to be offended, and if you're, and like, you know, you can't, like, but it's like, she just, you can tell that she just has genuine love for, like, her wife and her cat and her kids, like, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just very sweet.
Did you hear about the Netflix movie she's writing?
Yeah.
It sounds,
What's it about?
So it's about the first female president, who's going to be played by Jennifer Aniston, and Tig Notaro is going to play her wife.
I love
She's going to be the first lesbian president also, and Tig Notaro and Stephanie Allen are writing it together, writing and producing it.
God.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounds so good. I'm excited for it.
I want to die with delight.
Also, just like straight up, I've never thought about it before, but just like just now, I just realized I would vote for Stephanie Allen for president right now.
Stephanie Allen, not Tig. You wouldn't vote for Tig?
I would vote for either of them, but in this setup, like the analog for, you know, is kind of like Stephanie Allen.
You're right. You're right.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Would you vote Jennifer Aniston for president?
Sure.
I probably wouldn't. I like Jennifer Aniston, though. I like Friends a lot.
I mean, I think I'd need to hear Jennifer Aniston's platform before I was certain, and I'd need to know stuff about her opponent.
I kind of need like a quick breather from like a celebrity president, though. Just like a quick breather. Quick breather.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's very
Tell us
good.
more about your obsession, Ben.
Well, I don't want to talk about like specific jokes too much, but yeah, I like there were a lot of bits about Stephanie and her kids, which were all
her sure.
Well, okay, one of those needless corrections because both are true. But yeah, because they're all very it's one of those things where like I feel like one of the biggest signs of being really close to someone and loving someone is being able to make fun of them in a very genuine but like not hurtful way, which is exactly what she did with like Stephanie throughout. Like she starts that whole thing off about Stephanie by saying like, I cannot believe Stephanie exists.
Yeah.
And it's like this double-edged thing where it's like, because I love her so much, but also because she says all this random weird shit that doesn't make any sense.
That's a really good point. I feel like I don't remember the exact circumstances, but I picked fun at Molly the other day, but I knew exactly what her reaction would be, right? Like there was like no doubt in my mind that she would have felt offended by it, or, you know. Yeah. And it's like, that is a sign of knowing someone well. Like, you know they'll find it funny, and you know that they won't, like, be offended or, you know, get pissed at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is essential for any relationship, is the other person not being pissed at you.
I also think her whole bit about meowing at her cat was one of my favorite bits I've seen in a long time.
I did see that live. I don't know how much she changed it. But.
Did she say... Well, no. That's kind of hard to ask. There's like one thing she says in it and talks about how it always bombs, but she just says it anyway.
Yeah. She did do that part.
It's just good.
It's just good comedy. Her delivery is so good.
The party bit's very good.
Oh my god, that killed me.
Just so you guys know.
I want to do that. I really, really want to do that now. Do you remember what we're talking about, Erin?
Yeah, I did see that bit.
Just so you guys know, I'm going to bed in like 10 minutes. And the fact when she talks about how, like, whether I live there or not, I can go to bed in 10 minutes.
It's true.
Like, it's not lying.
That was my first thought when she said that. I was like, you might. You could do that. And we should...
She yelled it to the whole crowd.
So, you can watch this on Netflix, right, Ben?
Yeah, it's called Happy to Be Here. I forget if I said that or not.
You did.
Well, it's called Happy to Be Here. I don't remember if I said that.
You did.
I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to spoil it. Just because anything I say will be delivered 10 times better by Tig Notaro. So I just want everyone to go watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it soon. Oh, did you guys see what she said in kind of response to, like, Louis C.K. talking about, like, how he was gonna, like, make a resurgence or whatever? Or, like,
no, I did not.
People talking about that. She said something like, think about, like, if at your kid's school there was a janitor and he was really good, great janitor, cleaned things really well, but he masturbated in front of people and got fired. Like, you wouldn't wait a couple months and be like, when are they going to bring back that janitor? He was really good.
That's so right.
Yeah, fuck that whole... what, isn't it like Charlie Rose is trying to make a show to talk with, like, interview all the men affected by the Me Too movement? And it's like,
Fuck
no,
that.
you're done.
You're done.
You
Fuck
burnt.
out of here. Also, what network or, like, streaming services in talks with him about that? Because fuck them too.
Fuck them too. Mm-hmm. Speaking of fuck grapefruit, I'm about to open my watermelon shandy.
Oh shit, it's the time.
Fuck grapefruit.
Great segment, Ben.
Thanks.
Great segment, Ben. Can't wait to watch that. I think we're making plans to watch it this weekend with a lesbian friend of ours.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay. Because we need, it's when 3 lesbians gather, then the Holy Spirit is with us or something like that. Okay. The Tig actually appears in the room, so we thought we would wait. Okay.
Does a party bit.
It's watermelony on the nose. Ooh. And on the tongue.
It might like a
do not
Jolly
look
Rancher.
like you like it based on that face.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Why not? Is it like too sweet?
Yeah, it's like really watermelony.
Do you want me to finish it for you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna pour it on my computer. Is that how this works?
That's how it works. Oh shit.
I'm gonna drink it, I guess, but
It's very sweet. It's very watermelony, like Jolly Rancher-y.
yeah.
It sounds so good.
I would want that in a beer.
So, okay, here we go. This is funny. I think y'all will enjoy this language. Leinenkugel. I forgot about it already. Leinenkugel? I think that's right. Leinenkugel's watermelon shandy is a fresh addition to our shandy style.
New shandy for a fresh style.
Oh, that's so funny. With a hint of watermelon? I don't fucking think so. More like a hit of watermelon. It does have like 10 more calories than the other one, which makes me wonder if it has like a shit ton more sugar.
Are you still reading the copy? Okay. Should we go to the next one?
Yes.
That's you.
It's you.
It's me.
That was a really sweet, subtle, sad way to... Should we do the next one? Oh, who could it be? Let me check my outline. Ooh, it's me.
Well, I just want to do it. So,
Do it.
Do it.
So I want to talk about what you guys thought I was going to talk about last week, which is my gardening.
Gardenia.
Gardenias.
My new gardening hobby.
Did you just say gardenia?
I said gardenia.
Oh.
We're in the same
Giardia.
area. So there's this show. My mom recommended it to us. It's called
Gardening show.
it's called Big Dreams, Small Spaces. And it's this guy. Okay, Ben has watched some of this, I know.
Indeed.
So, okay. So it takes place in England, and the host, his name is Monty Don, and he is apparently...
is that a funny name?
Yeah, it's funny.
He is apparently gardening famous in England. He is like a household name for being a gardener. They refer to him regularly as England's favorite gardener. And like literally...
Don't you just love the British? Don't you just love them? Don't you just...
Like the first, like every episode, the person that he goes to see is like, I can't believe Monty Don's moving dirt in my garden. And then you're like, one guy was like the sweetest couple in the whole thing his wife talked about how at their wedding, in her father's like speech, he said that he was glad that his daughter was marrying someone who carried a picture of Monty Don in his wallet.
What?
Every time.
Why ever carry a picture of any famous person in your wallet?
I don't know. I have no idea. But, and he denied it, but she was like, yes, you did. But like, every time it comes up, or like a lot of the women will talk about how handsome he is, which like, he's not bad. I mean, and he's a little bit older now, so maybe like they remember him from his heyday of being a famous gardener.
Is that like a hay joke, like a gardening joke? It's straw day. It's pine straw day.
But like every time that happens, I'm like, who is he? Who is this person? But he's like, he is cool. He's great. Like, I get it. You know?
Do you? You sound like you don't really get it.
It's just like, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be so surprised that there are people famous in a country I don't live in that I don't know about. But of all the countries, it just seems like I should be plugged in to England. Like, I feel like if I went back and watched all of the English, like, TV and movies that I've seen in my life, which is, I think, more than average, there would probably be references in there to Monty Don that I just didn't pick up on. You know, like, that's how famous people act like he is. So, these people will have, like, a really overgrown little, like, garden or backyard, or they'll have, like,
garden, or they would say garden or garden.
Right. They'll, or whatever, and they want to make it, whatever they want to make it. They always have, like, a big dream. So then he...
For their, like, large space?
No, actually, actually, every time it's a small space.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Small spaces.
It's on Netflix if you guys want to.
Oh, it is.
Anybody wants to watch it. So, Mom was watching it because she knew that we had cleared out all this land in our backyard or our garden, and she recommended it to us. But so they like usually have like a plan that they've drawn out, and he'll come in and look at the yard and look at their plan, and he'll be like, okay, this is great. You should do more of this. This won't work over here. You should think about putting this here, and like make suggestions and like tweaks. And a lot of times he'll like take what was not really an ambitious plan and be like, why aren't you like doing more of this? Like, why aren't you thinking bigger? They'll talk about budget and stuff like that. And then he comes back like 2 more times in the course of like, usually he comes in like April or May or March through May the first time. And like at the end of the summer, he attends some big like grand opening party that they're having for their small space. And it's really sweet. It's very good. And like, there's some really amazing ones like this couple that I was talking about before with the guy who had Monty Don in his wallet. It's a husband and wife and their young son who has Down syndrome, and they're like so sweet with him. They're so sweet with each other, and the reason that they want to redo their garden is because they want to make it like a really it's like completely overgrown when he first shows up, and they want to make it like specifically a sensory garden for their son to enjoy and really get out of the house and be able to explore like safely and comfortably, but like, get to really like explore outside of himself and outside of his house in some really fun, cool ways. And so they do everything with like an eye towards like, what's going to be at eye level for him at this point, and like what feels good on your hand, and how like where do we want the most like strong smelling plants to be and all this stuff. And like also they were going to plant a bunch of fruit trees, but they decided instead of planting like several different types of fruit trees that they were just going to plant this one specific type of apple tree, because just like a person with Down syndrome, this particular apple tree has an extra chromosome, and because of that, it can't self-pollinate. Like, it can't reproduce with just one tree. But if you plant multiple ones together, then it can like thrive and grow and produce fruit and reproduce just like a regular tree. So it's like with the proper care and like, I was like tearing up when he was saying this.
That's so sweet.
And they're so sweet with each other. It's just like, it's lovely. You got just like a peek into these
freaking British shows are so nice.
They're so sweet. They're like, the only thing that's sweeter is Terrace House. Not the euphemism. Okay. So yeah, we've been like shopping for plants and stuff, and I think I mentioned this last week, but the other day when I came home from work, or like a lot of days when I come home from work now, the first thing I want to do, which this is like brand new for me in my entire life, is I want to go out back and like clear away vines and rubble and roots and stuff, because it's like extremely cathartic to pull up the huge roots of weeds that are underground and just like kill them and like clear out spaces and really start thinking about stuff. And we just started drawing out our garden, and we're like talking about where we want to plant things, and we're actually like putting some plants in, and it's just like, it's very exciting. I really just want to make it like a nice little oasis and keep it maintained, and also like it'll be a great feature whenever we do want to sell this house. Like it's not just like, oh, it has a little backyard. It's like it has a nice sized backyard, and it's got this great garden feature in the back.
Yeah, it's got a secret garden.
Yeah.
Would you say your dream is big?
My dream is big. My space is pretty small.
How big is your yard, though?
It's I can tell you almost exactly. It's like 35 feet by 50 something feet. And I did say almost exactly, so.
So what?
So take me as I am.
Yeah, take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it, as I am.
And that's just the garden part. That's not counting the lawn yard that was already there, which is smaller. I think it's probably like half that size, maybe. But it's about the size of some of the gardens that he's working on.
Cool. That's great.
It's not a friggin' palace lawn.
Friggin'.
Yeah.
That's what a lovely hobby to stumble into on a beautiful spring.
Yeah. And Mom's gonna be furious because she always talks about how I never ever wanted to help her garden, because our mom's an avid gardener. But I really, really hated and still hate getting my hands dirty.
People
but I'm
change, Aunt Brown. Change. Take me or leave me. Take me or leave me.
That's my motto, apparently. Take me or leave me.
As I am, or as I'm not.
Take me or leave me. As I am, or as I'm not.
Is that One Direction?
Yep. It's Red Hot, One Chili.
You know what I was thinking today?
Direction.
You know what I was thinking today? Someone should start a band called Another Direction.
A different direction.
Yeah.
I think there was a joke when Zayn left the band. They were like, and he's starting a band called A Different Direction or something. It's like a
cool. I'm not really up on my
hilarious.
One Direction news.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
Are they broke? Are they done? Aren't they broken up?
They're
They're all
broken.
doing
Yeah.
solo shit. They're broken.
I wish I could come up with a pun with one of their songs, but I don't know any of their fucking songs.
That One Thing. I told you yesterday. They have a song called That One Thing. I'm serious.
When did you fucking tell me that?
Hannah,
Last
stop
week.
trying to mess with us. First you say it was last night when we recorded a week ago. And then you say there's a song called That One Thing? Get out of here.
That One Thing You Do?
Yeah.
No.
By the Wonders?
It's literally, it's like, you've got that one thing. That's a better
so
song.
So much to do.
Every time you're doing that thing you do. Boom, boom, boom,
That
boom,
one
boom, boom.
thing.
So that's mine. It's gardening. Do some
Great.
gardening.
Great
You
garden.
can find it in your backyard.
A new garden for a fresh style. In your backyard.
Oh,
in
I
your
meant to
garden.
mute myself, and I just coughed
Did it.
directly into the mic.
Yeah, we heard it.
Whoops.
Take me or leave me.
Take me or leave me, motherfuckers.
As I am. As you were.
Yep. Erin, do you have
What's
an
up?
obsession this week?
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I have a thing to talk about, but it's not quite an obsession. It's more like a looking ahead at an obsession that will soon be in my life. Excuse me.
Spoilers.
Super related to what you talked about, Hannah. Not fucking related at fucking all to what you're talking about, Ben.
My apologies.
Yep. So, I don't know if I mentioned this last year, but probably didn't. But Molly and I, one year, joined another CSA, a different one than the two that I talked about last time. I guess that's just the thing we're doing. And we got in our share one week, this pepper that we had never heard about before or seen. And we were like, what is this? And the person at the farm stand was like, oh, this is a shishito pepper. And you fry it in hot oil, and it blisters, and then you put salt and lemon juice on it, and then you eat the whole pepper. Mm-hmm. And we were like, oh, is it spicy? And they were like, nope. It's totally mild, except sometimes it's a little spicy. And so we, on that fateful day, took this shishito peppers home and fried them up and discovered our new favorite frickin' food obsession of our whole entire lives. Have we made shishito peppers for you guys before?
No, I haven't had them.
I've had them. I don't think from you guys. Ooh.
Gotcha. You okay, Hannah?
I'm just closing my window.
Oh.
Sorry, let me repeat that. I've had them, I don't think from you guys. I just heard a weird noise and I couldn't determine the whether it was from inside or outside the house, and I got spooked, so I closed my
Probably a zombo. So,
They're in Dallas.
they are?
No, that was Florida.
Oh. That's right. From last week. I remember that. So, anyway, we, that year, got them a few times in our CSA, and then we would buy more at the farmer's market, and would just, like, couldn't wait until we got them again. And it's true. You just, all you do is, like, you have some olive oil, and you heat it up in a cast iron skillet, and you throw your peppers in, and they crackle in the hot oil, and then they get, like, a really blistered, you know, they kind of blister quickly, and then you take them out and you squeeze a lemon and throw some salt on them. And they're mostly mild. They've got a really delicious flavor. Really delicious taver. They've got a great consistency, and they're mostly mild, like, but every 1 in 20 or 30 is spicy, which is fun. But they don't look any different. The spicy ones don't look any different, and they don't taste any different at first. Except for spicy. Except for spicy. And they don't smell any different. Like, you can't tell when you're going to eat a spicy. And sometimes they're like, a spicy one will be like, a little bit spicy. And then sometimes it'll be like, you can't do anything for a second. Like, really, really spicy. So, we, I forget the progression, but we basically went from, like, not knowing what they were to, like, really loving them and looking forward to them to, like, buying them every week while we were at the farmer's market to, we grew one year, I think 3 peppers that did really well. Maybe we got plant starts from the farmer's market. And then last year, when we moved into our new house, Molly bought seeds from a place, and we grew 15 shishito pepper plants.
Wow.
Which gave us huge bowls of peppers every night through, like, the late spring and summer. And this year, we have 22 shishito pepper plants in the ground, and they're doing great. They're looking beautiful. So every day we come home from work, and we pour ourselves a beer, and we go outside, and we, like, admire our... Molly really did a ton of work this year on our garden, and it looks beautiful. And she has this little pollinator garden out front and a bunch of herbs and, like, but basically all we have in our garden, we have basil plants, other herbs like sage and thyme and oregano, and we have some fennel, and we have 22 shishito pepper plants. And we also have we have two habanada pepper plants, which are habanero peppers without the heat.
Oh.
So we traded. She traded those with a friend for 2 shishito pepper plants because we had 24. We were like, we don't need that many. We draw the line somewhere. So we're right now we're in like all of our little baby pepper plants are starting to make flowers, and then out of the flower grows the pepper. So we're kind of in like the calm before the storm, but pretty soon it'll be like we'll pick all the peppers that are ready to eat, and then the next day we come home from work and we've got to pick a whole much like it's truly like every day
You gotta
in
pick
the
a whole
summer
mess of peppers.
we got to pick a whole mess of peppers like every single day.
They grow that quickly?
Oh yeah.
How big are they?
They're maybe the size of what's this like 4 inches? I don't know, 4 inches.
That's bigger than I expected for growing in a day.
Well, it'll be like some won't be quite ready yet, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
But it's
You
like
know how plants do.
Yeah, like plants do. But
You know,
every
like
day,
tomatoes, peppers.
every day we'll be eating like a side dish of like a huge bowl of shishito pepper plants with like 22 plants. It'll be really funny. A funny story is that last year my whole family was over for dinner, and we were all on the deck, and my big brother was standing like in the middle of our like shishito pepper factory. Mm-hmm. Like it was like we had 15 plants like all around him, and he was like, "Are these shishito peppers?" And we're like, "Yeah, we love them." And he was like, "Oh, that's my favorite bar food. See, what you do is you fry it in a little oil, and then you put some salt and some lemon on it, and they're delicious." And Molly was like, "Did you just mansplain to us how to cook shishito peppers?" Like, look around.
We're growing 15 of fucking plants.
We love to look at them. We don't know what they're for.
What are they for? What do you do them? Our family fucking roasted him. It was like everybody was like, dude. I was like, in my brain, I was like, is he I thought he was joking. Like, I was so confused that he wasn't joking. Anyway, shout outs to you if you're listening. Love you, bro. He doesn't listen.
Shout outs to cousin. Cousin.
Anywho.
Bro.
That's mine. So it's not happening yet, but
Are those easy to get at like grocery stores and stuff?
No, like we hadn't heard of them before. The only grocery store I've seen them in is Trader Joe's sells sells bags of them.
I kind of want to try them.
A bar near me that makes them. See what you do.
See what you do is you come and visit us this summer, and we make you a shishito ton of shishito peppers.
I like it. Yeah, no, but we did have them at that bar, and they were really good. So what they did is they fried them in this oil. But yeah,
it's great too. Like if you look up recipes for shishito peppers, you'll see some variations of frying them in hot oil and putting some shit on them. You'll see some things like make a balsamic reduction, or like throw some soy sauce, or like Parmesan cheese. Like you don't need any of that shit, but you won't see. You don't cut them up and put them in shit. You fry them in hot oil. Like that's the one way that you make them, because like they are amazing that way. Like you just like don't need to do anything else to them. Like do not cut a shishito pepper up and put it in an omelet. Like fuck you.
Don't you
fuck
dare.
You, Ben. Don't do it. Ben,
so
I told
sorry.
you not to do it.
Ben, I think
I'm
you should
gonna do
listen
it.
to her. She knows what she's talking about.
What I heard is that what you should do is fry it up in oil.
Fucking roasted the pepper, I mean, and hot oil. You see, I heard.
A little salt and lemon.
Well, you do have a Trader Joe's near you, so you could check that out.
Yeah, that's where I do most of my shopping.
Shopping.
Como, will you chill?
I hear him.
Promo.
He's
going insane right now.
It's by the way, very true that Kylie is pretty annoyed that we've got Ben calling him Chromo.
Oh no, for real?
She mentioned it like 3 times this weekend.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Kylie.
Not
I'm
like
so
she's
sorry.
mad at us. Just like now, it's just a thing for her to be annoyed at Ben over. I don't think she really blames us.
Oh, okay. I think it was Ben's fault anyway.
Oh no, Chromo.
I love Chromo.
Chromo. We're just reinforcing his bad behavior.
I know. That's all I did when she said it. I was just like, oh no, Chromo.
And she's like, oh, I hate this family.
Shout outs to Kylie. Love you, Kylie.
Love you, Kylie.
Cool. Well, that's awesome. That you're in that anticipation.
Pepper.
Pepper. That's pretty cool.
But I just love going out in the garden and looking at it and watering it and thinking about it. And even though Molly did most of the work, Molly did a lot of the planting and the plant starts, and she ordered a ton of dirt, and a big dump truck like plopped it in our driveway, and then she had to like work one day, and she was like, oh, could you do the dirt because it's going to rain tomorrow? So I ended up getting kind of roped into like moving the dirt, but then ended up being a joy for me. So thank you, genuine thank you to Molly for that.
Genuine shout outs to Molly.
Because then I feel like I participated.
Why was it such a joy to move dirt?
Because I just spent a day outside listening to I'll Be Gone in the Dark, getting my muscles sore, scooping dirt into a wheelbarrow and wheelbarrowing it into our garden. That's so now nice. I feel like the joy of gardening. Hannah can tell you all about it.
I just did, actually. So.
Nice.
I think I've explained that pretty well. So. Well, should we do homework?
Wow.
Yes.
What's your homework, Ben?
Huh?
Ben, how was your cruise? Didn't you go on it last week?
Your cruise?
No, you're going on it next week.
I'm not going on a cruise.
Oh, you're not going on a cruise.
You're going to Disney.
Disney World.
Yeah, are you going on that next week, or have you already gone?
I'm there now.
You didn't mention you were in Orlando this whole time?
Ben, say hi to Mickey.
It didn't seem relevant.
All right.
When you asked me what I did today, I didn't think about saying that I went to the Magic Kingdom.
I can't believe that wasn't your obsession. It must have gone downhill.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe next week.
Yeah. Give it some time. Give it some space. Give it some time and space.
Mountain.
Ben.
Give it some space, mountain.
What's your... Oh, I get it.
You're first, Hannah, aren't you?
Hannah, you're fucking first.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not. Ben, you're fucking first.
I
you
was?
freak.
Yeah, you were. Freaking mean.
Hannah, I'm first.
I'm freaking sorry.
It's okay.
My homework is to watch Tig Notaro Happy to Be Here on Netflix. It's really good. Also follow my Twitter at AnyDiscoGreg. Posted a really cute picture of Como.
Oh my god.
2 weeks ago.
Literally, he was all twisted up.
Yeah, he was just rolling around on the rug. I actually got a couple more I'm going to post of that.
So twisted
those like
up.
20 minutes.
Oh my god. I was like...
He does it.
He did.
He twists their bones.
Yeah.
Twizzler bones.
My homework for you all listening is watch Big Dreams, Small Spaces on Netflix, and be baffled with me about who Monty Don is to you, and then go, just measure out your small garden or your big one and draw some plans up and let your imagination run wild and see what you can come up with, because it's extremely satisfying. Or just go find some roots to pull up, because that is also extremely satisfying, especially when you've had a frustrating day. You can pretend it's like someone's knee that you're cutting.
Oh. Wow.
Jesus.
I mean,
I think Monty Don would approve. I don't know him, but...
Nothing I don't know. I didn't say anything. Erin, what's your homework?
Cool. What's your freaking Twitter?
My Twitter is at Anthropology, like the study of people with an H at the beginning of it. And I...
At the end of it.
No! A Y at the end of it. I do a lot of retweeting. Mostly that.
Yeah. Cool. My homework is, Frick, if you haven't had a shishito pepper, I hate to say Trader Joe's because that's not going to be like it's going to be great, Ben, but that's not going to be like, if you have a farmer's market and you live in the region, go to there and try to get a shishito pepper. Go to your local bar. Try to get one, go to Trader Joe's and get one. Hey, why not? And see, what you do is you fry it in hot oil and then throw a little salt and lemon on it and eat it.
What kind of oil?
We use olive oil. We use olive oil. Yeah. Eat everything but the stem, but eat all those seeds. Just pop the whole thing in your mouth.
Right.
Pop the whole thing in your mouth. And be warned, 1 or 2 may be spicy.
That was a spicy one.
Yeah. Whew. That was a dramatic reenactment of something that will happen in the future.
Yep.
My Twitter is at Erin Byrne. I also do a lot of retweets and likes of pretty feminist stuff. And I review lesbian movies on Lesbian Movie Reviews on Instagram. Check that out, too.
Oh, dang. I also have another podcast called So Dreamy, where we listen to and talk about dreams.
It's a good one.
I like it. You should, too.
Totes.
You can email us. You can email us about dreams if you want to, but there is another email for that as well. If you go listen to So Dreamy, you can get that info. But you can email us about peppers, how to make... We were really wondering how to make shishito peppers.
I declined...
You guys know?
If you know, can you email us?
I declined to tell them.
Yeah. So we don't know. So if you could email us waytoobroad@gmail.com and let us know how to properly cook shishito peppers, or you can join the Facebook group and tell us there, or you could also tweet at us at toobroadpod, TOO broadpod, and let us know how to properly cook shishito peppers. And if you enjoyed the ear snack this week, you can leave us a review on iTunes. Try not to mention how often I burp. But also, take me or leave me. So, whatever. As I am or as I'm not. Okay? All right? Everybody ready? The podcast candle is now extinguished. Goodbye.
Bye. See you next week. Ben, have a good time right now at friggin' Disney, not cruise.
Leinenhugel, I think?
Leinenlugel.
Leinenkugel?
Leinenkegel.
Is it a K? I thought it was an H. I can't read it.
Kugel. It's a K, you're right. Leinenkugel.
Leinenkugel.
Lying down and doing Kegels, I think is the name. No. They do have a pronunciation on here. Line and Kugels.
Oh, you mean exactly what I said?
Yeah, you frick.
But slower.
Line and Kugels.